What up? What up? What up? A little early. A little early. How's it going? My name is Dub Digital. For those of you who don't know me, I come up on the internet and I stream twice a week around 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Tuesdays and Thursdays. I'm also doing on this Saturday, 9:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Welcome, 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 people filtering on up in here. Say what's up. I got to know who's watching. Say hi. So I know I'm not talking to myself. It's always good, man. It's always good. How you guys been? Bitcoin going down a little bit. It's okay. It went up a lot. Can't win all the time. We win most of the time, though, especially in bull markets. It's going to be an exciting 2024. I believe so. But you can't go straight up. That's the new thing to think. You don't go straight up in a straight line. 6 people. Wow, I'm blessed. I'm blessed. Say hi. Where you guys from? What's your favorite bag? What's your biggest bag? I got to know. Let me know in the chat, 7 people, what's goody? We can do a heat check real quick. How about that? Let's do a heat check on CoinMarketCap. Guys are shy. I know. Sometimes it's scary talking online. I do it a lot. Let's see. Make it bigger. Let's make it bigger. There we go. Bitcoin flirting around 70K. It was just 69K not too long ago. Yesterday was 73K. Up, down, up, down, up, down. The one thing that's known about Bitcoin before it makes gigantic moves in either direction is a lot of volatility, fluctuation of price. So you have to have that before a big explosion in one way or the other. Bitcoin just doesn't go from standing still to shooting up into the sky, to the heavens, right? So it's all good. It's all good. 16 people, welcome. So if you guys are new to crypto, I don't know. You might be. You might be new to crypto. This is called a heat check. Every time you go on the internet, I do this way too much. Go online, go to CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko, and just check it out. See what's happening. See if Bitcoin goes down a little bit, what happens with everything else. And you just scan what's happening to the biggest coins. Ethereum, $3,800. BNB, wow, BNB is around $600. That thing has been killing it lately. Solana, 164. Our XRP still at 66 cents. XRP, the stable coin. Just kidding. It's not a stable coin. XRP is going to have his day in the sun, but you know, it's usually at the peak of frustration. USDC, wow, $1. Whoa, just kidding. Cardano, 73 cents. Dogecoin, around 17 cents. Dogecoin, once this thing passes its all-time high, I think it was at what? About 60 cents. So it goes past here, it's going to go ham. Ham. I think Doge gets over $1 this cycle, for sure. Not financial advice, but for sure. Shiba, Avalanche, Ton, Chainlink. Okay, let's look at what's happening when Bitcoin goes down a little bit. We still got things that are up. Dog with half have been going insane. Shout out to Richie. I know Richie bought that thing like crazy. But in the 24 hours, we have Ton down 11%, Bitcoin SV down 10%. Craig White must be losing that trial. Gala down 10%, Akash down 9%. But I usually like the 7-day, right? I mean, 24 hours is cool, but it's not a great average. I want an average price. 7 days is that's a good amount to check, right? It's the whole week. What's it been doing for the week? OX protocol up 153%. Wow. This thing's going up. You know it's a bull run. OX. Whew. Wow. Okay. See, this is back from 2017. And look, we're starting to see big movements. Now, it's not everything, but it'll come in due time, right? Floki's nearing this all-time high too. Jeez Louise. Damn, man. Floki is killing it. That is insane. Yeah, man. Floki, Thorchain, Gala, Near, Ton, Pepe. And let's see what Pepe's doing. Oh my goodness. Pepe is murking everything. That's insane. Man, but the Pepe meme is so good. It's so good. It's like, it's so funny. I like the Pepe meme before there was a coin. Caspa down 12%. Bit and Soar, what the hell is that? Down 16%. EOS down 12%. Let's go see EOS. Generational talent out here. Well, it's still on the floor, but it's up more than it's ever been for a long time. We'll see. We'll see. How you guys been? 26 people? Wow. I'm in. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Overbought. Yeah. I mean, I've been saying there should be, but I was saying like we should give some back a while ago. That's how Bitcoin goes. Like, just like the RSI, right? We all know it's going up too fast. Everyone knows it's going up too fast, but it's like, is it going to go down? When's it finally going to go down? 73,000? Hey, it's to be expected, right? It's got to give a little back. It's got to rest a little bit. Things don't just go like this, guys. I came to space thinking things went like that. And you know what? It ain't never gone like that, ever. So, like, either I need to get smarter and stop expecting it, or the laws of physics have to change in charting, right? Late listening, Blind Dave, what's good, man? I'm going to try to make it on the Hash It Out today. If you guys don't know, Blind Dave puts together a pretty cool show. Has some of the finest mind in crypto come together every Thursday at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And we talk about crypto stuff and hang out and BS. It's fun. Check it out. Pepe will be the same winner this cycle. Will be the meme winner this cycle. It's looking like it. It is looking like it. Merge mining, LTC, and Doge. There you go. Blind Dave be mining. I like that. Mining's cool, right? So when everything crashes to death, right, everyone leaves Bitcoin and stuff, like, it's typically a good time to mine, you know? So you don't always have to, like, buy coins. You can buy infrastructure that produces you coins. And, you know, as the space gets more and more weird and there's more and more KYC, I get more interested in mining, right? I don't want anyone to tell me I can't buy, I can't sell, I can't do nothing. Like, you could always support the networks. You could always, now POS, I mean, you don't even need to have a lot of stuff. If you don't like POS, whatever. What I'm trying to say is there's ways to get coins now. And I think coming down into the future, there's going to be efforts to prevent you from getting into the system, right? Into the blockchain. They're going to make it hard for you to enter the blockchain. They're going to want to know every single thing you do. So if you have value in the blockchain already, like for POS, you can use it to stake to make more coins and so on and so forth. If you have mining infrastructure, you can mine new coins. I think that's going to become more and more valuable, right? Because it's just going to be like reporting for gold and silver and stuff eventually, right? They're going to want to know every single thing. They're going to want to know, like, who you send it to. They could stop you from, like, wiring stuff over. It's going to get all weird, right? Because back in the day, gold and silver was just money. No one cared how you got it. They didn't care. All they cared about was, do you have it? Will you give it to me? Done. Now it's all like, well, what do you need it for? Why you want so much? Oh, if you buy over 10,000 a year, you got to report. Over this amount, you can only do a wire transfer. Go through the SWIFT system. You got to make sure you're not laundering money. It's like, y'all are acting weird. I am about that. 33 people, it's good. Just waiting for Reaganomics trickle-down effect. Reaganomics trickles-down effect. Yeah, I know. We're starting to see it more and more. I just don't think we're definitively going to break above this. Like, we've broken above. We're in all-time highs right now, but you know what I mean? Like, breakout blue sky, like YOLO, Pepe, Doge, Floki mode for Bitcoin. We're not there yet. We're not there yet. I think there's a little gravity coming up on Bitcoin right now. I mean, to be honest, let's look at Bitcoin real quick. I worked on my charts a little bit after yesterday. Last stream. I'm trying to fine tune my exit strategy, right? I could share with you guys. Why not? So this is Bitcoin on Bitstamp, right? So this is a fib channel. Okay. So basically what I've noticed over the entire time of Bitcoin is that basically, in its life of its price history, right? Bitcoin was the smallest market cap down here. Obviously, that was like 2010 when it just came out. So any increase of money that came into it made it pump very, very high. But as time goes on, more of that money stays in the on chain. It gets harder to move that money the same percentage. And you could see that by Bitcoin topping like higher in the fib channel, right? And then it goes not exactly as high, like halfway. And then it tops right here on the 0.618, right? But every single time, if you notice the tops between each cycle, it's going lower and lower in height in the fib channel, right? So I'm trying to like determine like exactly what that means, but what it's showing me over the trend is basically like every single time we have a euphoric pump, it goes not as high in the fib channel, right? So based on the trend, more or less, this is like still trying to figure this out. But what it's suggesting to me is we're probably going to get probably around the, what is this? What the hell is this? 0.382 on this fib channel, right? It all depends how high that goes is when we top out. That's the thing. That's the element we don't understand, right? And we talked about selling in 5%, 20% tranches. So essentially splitting your bags up, bags that you believe in a lot, splitting it up into tranches of 5, right? 5 tranches. And then that way you can get a good exit average. It's not about getting the top, it's about getting around 80% of the move. Okay, so if this thing, there's a theory, I think Gert Vance, whatever, on Twitter, I showed you guys, he talks about topping around the halving. That 0.382 is around, probably around 200,000, right? If we go all the way to December, this thing increases, it slopes upwards. That would suggest around 350,000. It all depends about when, if this is true, what I'm showing you has some merit to it. What that suggests is it all depends on the timing as to when this euphoric blow off occurs. That's the missing element here. But here's the thing. Typically, like, it doesn't get exactly right to that point, just clean, right? And that's why we talk about getting 80% of the move. So that means right around here. 200, yeah, 200,000 or so. I talked about getting cautious around 150. So essentially we're talking about like this. If you could like exit somewhere around here or even before there and can average somewhere around there, that's good. Good enough. F it. Call it a day. Wrap it up, right? And I drew this chart as in like increasing intensities of red just to show visually. As we play this out, we can start to see the red indicating risk, right? The highest risk obviously being around the 0.382 line. But to be honest, that's on you. The farther you hold on to that bag, the more risky run to suffering a significant boom, like a huge downturn that we've noticed somewhere in 2017. You talked about the drops being 10 times faster. I mean, in 2013, these things wicked down in single weeks, like bang, bang, they came really fast. I think the drops are somewhat reducing in speed, but who knows, right? So as this thing plays out and as you watch my channel, this chart will actually play out. I won't touch it. I think, I think this has some merit to it. And we'll see where we are corresponding to the color. That's something that, trying to get better. Hey, Dub, what's up, Daddy-O? How you been? 2 giveaways, 15 15,600 DGB, and 1 bit main Antminer L3 plus at 4S crypt. They're giving those away? Wow. You're a giver, bro. 48 people. That's awesome, man. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. But like, when everyone's calling for what, a mil, I don't even, what are like, what's altcoin daily calling for? What is what's the hypey crypto channel saying in terms of like amount of Bitcoin? Right? They're saying 1 million. I mean, based off what we saw on this channel for the fib channel I just drew, that would suggest that it's going higher in the fib amount. Oh, and there's something I want to show you too on the long term. Something's kind of concerning. Not for now, but over the long-term trend of Bitcoin. You got to see. So obviously, less high to less high. It's kind of rounding out. It's kind of rounding out here. And if you notice on the volume, obviously reducing in volume, right? So at some time, and a lot of people talk about this. I know Bob Lucas has talked about this. I know Gert Van whatever talks about it on Twitter. They said in the longer term cycle, you do cycles and cycles and cycles. The 4-year cycle is not the only cycle, right? There's like 10-year cycles, there's 100-year cycles, or so on and so forth. So there will be unforeseen challenges that occur in Bitcoin's longer time history than what's explained in the 4-year cycle. And Bob is pretty much suggesting that one of those cycles is coming up. It's going to test its real first test on the narrative, right? And you can kind of see that by the volume declining, reducing highs. So are we going to be coming to some point in the future where Bitcoin's price falls out of this channel completely? Will it go like break below? I mean, Google had something similar, right? I could see if I could find something. And the reason people use Google is because it's like Bitcoin moves a lot like tech. I mean, typically and technically, Bitcoin is tech. It's financial tech, right? So let's see if I can find it on TradingView. The reason I'm saying this is we talk about getting 80 to 90% out or whatever you feel comfortable with, right? Is because it's not always guaranteed that Bitcoin is going to be continuing doing this same exact pattern forever, right? Because as we said, we just don't know what we don't know with Bitcoin. And that's the truth. We do not know what we do not know. So the whole game is capital preservation. Bitcoin is a tool. It's the fastest horse right now to amass wealth. But that's what you're doing, amassing wealth. And this thing's pretty new. So keeps a portion of your wealth in it in case we can ever get back into it. If anything, if you want to guarantee your ability to get wealth on the blockchain, mining's really the only way. POS is really the only way. Because at some point, the government's going to come down hard on this thing. They will. They did it with gold. They damn near confiscated it, right? And I'm always thinking about how can I get my wealth taken from me? I'm always thinking at it. Is that weird? It's probably weird. I don't know. I'm a weirdo, guys. Google. What's the ticker? GOG? Yeah. GOG. Let's see it. Like right here, you can start to see that rounding kind of in Google. Bang. Right? It's had some multiple tests. This thing was a drop of I think 30%. I guess it's not that horrible. But that whole channel rounding out is kind of freaking me out a little bit. Right? So it's all about hedging your risk. And the reason I'm showing you this is not because I don't believe in Bitcoin. I got in Bitcoin in 2013. Of course, I believe in Bitcoin. But you're going to start to see that this cycle is going to be bigger than any cycle in terms of awareness that you've ever seen. Why? 401ks are all up in it. It's at 72,000. It's already making headlines. Imagine when it crosses 100,000. and all the baby boomers throw all their savings into it. Imagine. It's going to be widespread like awareness. And they've never gone through a bear market before. So they're going to drop it like it's hot. Because remember, this new core investor that's buying the ETF, they don't understand crypto cycles. Every single time I talk to like a boomer about it, not every boomer, but majority of boomers about it, they say, I want to buy it and hold it for my grandkids. Well, that's a great idea. But crypto doesn't move like stocks, man. And they're going to learn that. Can you imagine the shakeout that's going to occur? Can you imagine the crazy press that's going to can you imagine like people losing their entire savings, especially when they need to draw their savings out? And that's why I think it could be pretty a depressed bear market, the next one coming up. It can be longer than what we're used to. Now that would indicate changing cycles. In fact, lengthening cycles, longer bear markets. Like we don't really understand Bitcoin 100%, because last cycle, I talk about all the time, last cycle, we did not get a euphoria phase, did not come, right? So to sit here and tell you that cycles are the same and always will stay the same, it's kind of ignoring some of the biggest evidence that it's changing, right? But hey, that you be the judge of that. You be the judge of that. But we can look at things and try to capitalize the upcoming cycle. That's what we should be doing. We should be looking, paying attention to capitalizing on this coming cycle. And then when we all made our money, take some risk off the table. That's a piece of investing that's not talked about a lot. Risk, managing your risk. All the pros, all the big companies talk about risk mitigation, risk management. So like, how are you managing your risk? I'm trying to put together a understandable, easy to execute exit strategy. We talk about ranking your altcoins. Each bag you have, write it down on a piece of paper. And then I want you to go from low, medium, high confidence. We all have low confidence coins because we just all want to get lottery coin rich, right? Like you just want that bang. I woke up, it's $1 million. Awesome. We all have those. Write it down as a low confidence. You have medium where it's like there's promise, but this could be better. That could be better. That's a medium. And then a high is like, oh, these guys are underlooked. Like people don't understand what this is. That's a high confidence. Your laddering out strategy might be different for everything. The lower the confidence, the less tranches, right? With a lottery coin pick, you might say, hey, I bang a 10x on this. It's super low cap. I'm out completely. Sell the whole bag. You might sell 50%. That's up to you. For the high confidence, I like 5 tranches, which is 20%, which you're not selling a huge amount of your bag every single time. But after doing it 5 times, you get a good average. You might sell one really low. The next one, better. You might sell one super high. You never thought it'd be that. And then you take that average, 5 of them, gives you aggregate number. It's not about hitting the top. It's about getting most of the move. 59 people, what's good? Yeah, I learned my lesson with data in 2021. Gonna take some profits this time around. It's okay. You got data? Theta's killing it, man. That's so funny, man. You know, I never pulled the trigger on Theta. Ain't that the way to go, though? You don't get them all. Hell, back then, I definitely didn't have the money to get them all. But Theta, it's looking sexy. Theta's been making a lot of headway in the world in terms of like partnerships, right? There's a Samsung and all that. I'm happy for you guys. I mean, I heard about Theta back. I mean, way back here, man. But it's been killing it. I'm happy for you. 60 people, what's good? Give me, I need. Yes, irrelevant. Yes. Just subscribe. Blind Dave, you ain't subscribed? Bro, what are you doing? I missed ADA at 2 cents. Ain't that the case, man? And here's the thing. If you're new to crypto, I just want you to know. There's a lot of opportunities in crypto. You don't need to feel like you missed out. In fact, feeling like you missed out is a guaranteed way how you're going to get financially hurt. It's all about the FOMO. Oh, this thing's going up super high. It's going to go to $1,000,000. Let me jump in. And then you jump in and guess what? The bear market comes and you get decimated 92%. That's what happens. Just know, and I want you to have like an abundance mindset, that I didn't get this one, but there's plenty of them. I can get another opportunity. And an opportunity isn't always a good opportunity. There's a good time to buy. There's a good time to sell. There's a bad time to buy and a bad time to sell, right? Lower on the bottom reduces your risk and maximizes your potential profit. Buying higher at the top maximizes your risk and reduces your potential profit. Now, which one is better to buy at? Right? That's how I want you to think. But as this thing gets going, it's going to feel really good to just drop a bag that hasn't moved yet. Buy something that's super pumping like Pepe. While it can do, more, just remember that dip is going to come. And it's all about preserving your capital, especially if you're using savings, especially if you're using like your hard-earned money. You got to protect it, right? I know how it feels. It's just a dog coin. What could be the harm? Hey, that's the elusive thing with crypto. It almost doesn't feel like money, but it really, really is. You know what I mean? Dub spitting facts as usual. I'm trying, man. I'm trying. I feel like my job now is to keep people's expectations like realistic. Why? Because I've let myself get unrealistic sometimes, especially in bear markets. And I'm telling you, you get caught. Even pros get caught. It's an emotional game. It's an emotional game, man. And that's why it's called FOMO, the fear of missing out, right? A lot of people, they ain't pay attention to Bitcoin. And maybe they saw in 2020, they forgot about it. They saw in 2017, they forgot about it. They sold their bags in the bottom, they forgot, right? It's painful to continue to look at Bitcoin when it's down. It's painful to see your altcoins crushed 99%. So most people turn away and they forget about it. But if you're able to persist through that pain and keep looking at it and learn the space, you're preparing yourself for the upside when it comes. The people who look away and turn away can't deal with that pain. They don't do themselves a service when the next bull run comes because they didn't learn anything, right? You got to buy when it feels bad. You got to sell when you're scared that it might go higher. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? They had to dump 97% last cycle. It did. It did. I just guys, you got to know. BlackRock's out here. Larry Fink is out here talking about how Bitcoin could be an awesome store of value. Now, do you think BlackRock thinks Bitcoin's awesome store of value? Or is he telling the people buying this product that it is so they could exit on them? It's probably the latter, man. It's probably the latter. You got to think like a banker because now we're definitely playing with bankers. Before, it was just us and the crypto whales and the cyberpunks and maybe a couple like crypto investment arms. But now we got like cold calculated, biggest of the big money managers and like funds all up in this thing. And they don't even conduct their own trades. There's not someone sitting at a desk doing that. It's like computer code. You know what I mean? So you gotta know that the game has changed. If anything, it's almost more guaranteed a bear market is going to come. They don't care. They don't care about you. They don't care about you. They don't care that they'll decimate you. It's a hard world we live in. So be ready. There in DGB retiring me last cycle. That's awesome, man. Blind Dave owes the secret. How did you know when to pull? I'm sure people will benefit in knowing. Opposite of FUD, fear, uncertainty, doubt is BCH, bravery, uncertainty, and hope. That's good, man. That's good. That's good. Very, very good. Now, like I'm saying this because I tell you what I think you need to hear, not what you want to hear. But let's pivot a little bit. There's a lot of money that can be made this cycle. A lot. We can look at the Bitcoin dominance real quick. All these pumps, and Bitcoin dominance hasn't even fell. Wrap your mind around that. I mean, we're seeing hundreds of percent of altcoins. It's not because a lot of money has transitioned out of Bitcoin. What the chart suggests is that little money that's transitioned out of Bitcoin is blowing altcoins up because their market caps were so small and crushed to death after the bear market. We're just starting to see them reinflate, but we haven't seen them get inflated as of yet, because we would be more concerned with Bitcoin dominance down here or down here. And that's why you look at the Bitcoin dominance chart. It tells you how much money has actually rotated. And this thing is suggesting no money at all has rotated in any significant degree. And if that doesn't get you bullish, I don't know what's going to get you bullish, bro. I don't understand. But we did that measured move, remember? On the total 3. Forget Bitcoin, forget Ethereum. Total 3 measures all the money and all the altcoins besides the 2 biggest ones. It gives you a better understanding of what's happening in the broader crypto ecosystem. Measured move from the point of breakout. This thing's talking about increasing the market cap. Go away, bro. Oh, damn. Oh, let me measure it again. My bad. Messed up my delivery. Let's do the thing. It's not working. Whatever. It was at $7 trillion. Okay. We could just measure that. From the point of breakout, that's technically over 1,000, almost 1,500% of the altcoin market cap. That's not including Bitcoin and Ethereum. That's not. That's hot. We've only risen up from the point of breakout at the highest point, 55%. Plenty opportunity. If anything, there's more opportunity in altcoins. And we're starting to see maxis understand that. You know, they're talking about like on their exit like threads and stuff. I can't believe altcoins have done so well, this and that. They're talking about how they're going to see altcoin crash and Bitcoin only go up, which has never happened. Never happened. See, they don't understand the market. These are just people just coming into Bitcoin thinking that things are going to happen, phenomena that are going to happen that have never happened before. In fact, altcoins have always gained more than Bitcoin. It makes sense. They're smaller market caps, so they go ham. You know what I mean? So what are they suggesting? Altcoins are going to go away? That's ridiculous, because the amount of altcoins over time has only gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. That tells me they don't really understand what cryptocurrency is. Crypto, Bitcoin, when I first saw it, I saw it as a sponge to soak up all the inflation from the traditional financial system and bring it into the new digital financial system, because the economies around the world understand that their fiat systems have to die eventually. So what would you rather happen? A random blow up of chaotic proportions where they can't control it, or they can over time siphon money slowly into it and control the transition and maintain their power, right? But Bitcoin can't do everything. Bitcoin's not even Turing complete, right? That's why once I noticed that Ethereum offering smart contracts, I said there's going to be more of these things. This is a digital economy. The altcoins that come out, while some are focused on like being stores of value or like usable currencies, there's other ones that are come out that are filling holes that the existing ones can't fill, right? They're the next companies. They're the services. Because, guys, if we just had an economy with Bitcoin, that's so ridiculous. Do you understand why? That's like basically going back to feudalism when the world only ran on gold. That works if you have like castles. That works if you like don't want economic growth. But in order to have economic growth, you typically have to have some kind of lending, some kind of credit to fund business ventures. Because if you didn't do that, the people who have all the money would have the same money forever. They will be the only ones that can fund their own business ventures. That's not how like this society is set up, right? So there's going to be things that come in that help provide the modern day services we're used to. Because in order to keep people into this digital financial system, we have to convince them that it's better than what they left. You know what I mean? But, I have sympathy for the maxi noob. I do. I really do. They'll learn. And they're starting to learn that altcoins are the fastest horse in the race. They're going to transition over. They could think whatever they want. But once they start to see those gains, those filthy Mumbo Lambo gains, that FOMO is going to hit them. And they're going to start putting a little bit of their Bitcoin all up in altcoins like they always do. But that's FOMO. And I told you guys, you want to buy the altcoins when they're not sexy, when they're not moving, because then they will. Arrow, base, Dex. Oh, cool. Cool. I'm a fan of Dexes. Well, any Dex, really. Base is a new layer 2 that came out. That's good to know. Now it's me time this cycle. Lessons learned. Good. Never fall in love with your coins because they are heartless and will crush you. Oh, they'll crush you. I've been crushed many times, man. Many times. Like, I'm telling you things that I didn't just make these up. I live these lessons. I live the lessons so you don't got to. How about that? Now, you don't have to listen to me. That's cool. Hopefully, it doesn't happen the same way with you. But just because, crypto's not the only best investment in the world, man. It won't be, and it won't stay the best investment forever either. Everything has a time, right? I like to look at crypto as the ushering in of robotics. How is crypto related to robotics? I talk about it, but if you're new, do you think it's funny? Crypto just popped up in the space, and then AI popped up in the space, and then robotics starts coming online in a major way, and we start seeing like fully automated of like restaurants, and I think it's funny. There's people in the world who think about these things, that the big challenges that the world's facing, how to overcome them. What's one way to bring down inflation? Well, reduce inflation, but unfortunately, our money system isn't built like that. If we reduced inflation and actually went to deflation, everything would collapse, and so would the population. One way to reduce inflation is to bring in technology, doing more with effectively less. So, you're seeing all these prices going wild. One way to reduce the prices is to remove the human labor. Now, that's not really good for the humans, right? It's good for the humans who own the robotics, right? But think about it. Robots are very valuable, right? They're essentially reducing the amount. You could do way more with way less, not pay them benefits, all this stuff. So robots are going to be very expensive. Not everyone's going to be able to afford robots, right? But robots don't take change, right? They don't take cash. They don't have a bank account. How do you employ and use a robot? Through renting. Same way you would use a bird scooter. But, the best way to do it is digitally with the currency, right? Right now we use credit card, which is kind of like a way intermediary to fuse the machine with the legacy financial system. The credit card's kind of obviously a lot of theft, a lot of fraud occurs on it. The better version of the credit card is the crypto. You know what I mean? So if you look farther down the line, they introduced the crypto first to be able to interact and have useful robots employ or used by you. But I think the real money maker is going to be the robots. What do you guys think about that? I know it's weird. But think about it, man. You want to be part of the infrastructure. You want to be part of the underpinning thing that makes the economy go. It's the beautiful thing. I love investing infrastructure, right? Because infrastructure never goes out of style, right? So Take some of that money that you make in crypto and be future, like forward thinking. What possibly could become the alpha like later, right? And keep some in crypto. I'm never going to be totally out of crypto, but I just want to open your eyes and the possibilities so you don't fall in love with it and hold it all the way from the top to the bottom. Hey, it is what it is. You got to pump it up, Doge. Hey, you know. Good to see and hear you, bro. Xavier was good. Uber, self-driving cars, and BTC. Exactly. You could see it coming a mile away, right? Mile away. Why would they want digital everything, man? Because the future is going to be increasingly digital. Like very much so. AI is already taking jobs. It's taking a lot of white collar jobs. Wait until they put the AI mind in the body, the robotic body. It's going to start taking the blue collar jobs. Like a lot of them. Like a lot of them. So the reason I tell you this is because I foresee a future where work gets scarce for humans. So you got to make your money while you can. That's what I'm saying to you. I mean, you heard this whole thing with the World Economic Forum. I mean, I did a video on the World Economic Forum early 2020, like before it became a real big thing. And I was reading this thing. I said, what the hell is this? They've obviously been thinking about this for a very long time. 70 people, what's good? Welcome, welcome. We like to think about weird things on this channel, man. I think thinking about weird things is a good exercise. It helps you think of possibilities. And investing is all about possibilities. When I first got in crypto, when I first got into Bitcoin, I understood the possibility, its potential, right? You have to find things in investing that have potential, but it might not be at its full potential. And that is the area of maximum return. Being able to see what most people can't because they haven't validated, the world hasn't validated it to you. You have to be okay with not being validated for maybe an extended amount of time. You know what I mean? And the same thing with altcoins. Altcoins are still undervalued right now. Altcoins will be a huge, huge opportunity. They are. They will be. But you can't fall in love with the investment. You can't. 73 people, what's good? If you can give me a like or whatever, hit the thumb thing. That's cool. I'm streaming on X and YouTube. Make sure to follow me on both in case YouTube gets all weird. I talk about unpopular things out here, so I never know. And follow me on X as well. I'd appreciate that. But guys, it's time to get serious. This thing's about to pop off. We might have it might come down a little bit. Who cares? But we have to get serious, man. It's game time. It's what we've been waiting for. Don't let those emotions grip you. I know a lot of you have probably went through those emotions before, right? We're better. We've learned. We're not gonna get cold. We're not gonna get cold this time. So you need to look at Bitcoin, where Bitcoin is in its life cycle. Bitcoin is the daddy crypto, right? So 150, that's where I'm going to start to be, very interested in selling a majority of my bags. It can rise up. That's why you hold it. You sell in tranches. But what is your sell plan? Have you ranked all of your cryptos? You should. You really should. I mean, you owe it to yourself. You owe it to yourself to do it, you know? And you should also think about in terms of how much money do you need? I know we all have different sized bags, right? Some people retire themselves. Blind Dave did it before this cycle. Some people have mastered that, secure your future. I believe, let me show you. My ex account retweeted Bob Lucas. He had a good saying that I think is pretty good. In the near future, if you have the opportunity to secure your future, do it. It might feel as if it means making less gain temporarily going forward, and that's partially true. But securing your future unlocks a superpower within you. It's called FU money, right? And even if it's not FU money, it means taking some stress off of your shoulders, because I see a future where it's going to get harder for humans because there's going to be less labor to lean on, less jobs to lean on, you know? So whether that means paying your house off, paying your car off, we talked about the great taking and how money is essentially debt. And most assets in the economy are bought on debt, which isn't really your money, even though you're making installments towards it. I mean, you don't have your house deed, right? The bank has a house deed. Once you pay your house off, you get it, right? You don't get your pink slip until you pay your car off because it's really not yours, right? We have a system where we have a lot of things, but it's the illusion of ownership. You don't really own them, right? You want to get in this, you want to own them, right? Secure yourself so they can never take it from you. 73 people, it's good. What do the charts show on ETH? We could look at it. Yeah, I mean, it's on the verge of a breakout, but again, like I expect it to come down a little bit. You know, showing a little weakness here, unless something happens like an ETF come through. This is a pretty extended run. And look, the reason I'm expecting all these things to come back and like test at least like right here, and we're gonna find some chop right here, is because we're still not in blue sky breakout, you know? So like being a technical analysis, you could just sit here and look at like all the parts on the chart where like, oh yeah, everyone's gonna be selling here, people are gonna be selling here. There's resistance, areas of resistance. But once it breaks out and we're closer to breakout, then it's gonna be more smooth sailing. It's gonna be long, extended candles up. But we're not there yet. All-time high for ETH, $4,600. We're not that far off, you know. And Bitcoin is still trying to come to terms with just breaking above. It hasn't blown through. That's why I think there's going to be some kind of correction coming. But it's not anything that substantial, right? It's not like I don't believe we're gonna go into like another bear market, right? A lot of people are jaded from the last cycle because it made a marginal high, then just went straight into a 2.5-year bear market. Things are lining up too conveniently, right? We got the halving coming up. We have ETFs providing steady buy pressure, more steady than we've ever seen. I believe like the funds are fighting for over fees or reducing their fees. Just money is funneling into it. I mean, it's more buying than we've done because these are huge pockets. I mean, the most wealthy generation in U.S. history is now buying this thing. You know, will be interesting. But the Fed has a meeting on the 20th regarding what they're going to do with rate hikes. It's going to be interesting to see. If they start to cut, it's going to make the markets, every market, cream their pants. But what's eventually going to happen, and what has been shown, I think on Blockchain Backer was showing it, the Fed typically cuts rates because there's something wrong. It's not because they just feel like it, even though they might let you think that there's something wrong with the economy, that they know that if they don't pivot, it's going to get even worse. So when a Fed cuts rates, it's actually an indication that a crash is not too far away. And that's one thing that's going to really determine how long this cycle is going to play out, is if rates stay unchanged or if rates start coming down. If rates start coming down, I expect to see a pretty big explosion in crypto that's not going to be long-lived, right? And that's the whole thing with the topping before the cycle. If rates come down, I'm expecting us to blast off, but it's going to be very flash in the pan like. If rates stay unchanged, I think we'll have some more chop. We probably will top around end of the year, October-ish, whatever. It's not perfect. It's just my thoughts, but that's what I think. 75 people. Wow. Yeah, man. It's been exciting. It's been an exciting time for crypto in general. I've been full-time crypto for 4 years. Definitely learned a lot. Met a lot of cool people in the space. I mean, I live and breathe the market. You know, I live it and breathe it. So if you guys come up with some significant gains, just take some. It's not that serious. You're gonna hear all these noobs. It's noobs though that are saying this. That it's the new financial system. You know, Bitcoin's never going down. Fiat currency's canceled. It's noobs. Just because they're allowed doesn't mean that they know. Because you know how I know that's false? That's what they said last time. And that's what they said in 2017. And you know what? I listened to them. I shouldn't have. Because I knew more. But sometimes, you second guess yourself. But if anything, this whole journey has taught me is to have confidence in my thoughts. Right? And that's what really makes a good investor. And if you become good at investing, you can invest anywhere. You can find undervalued things anywhere, right? A little TA goes a long way. You learn a little TA, you can start identifying things on charts. Then you start digging into it and finding out like the fundamentals to see if it's like, okay, building your conviction, like this is true, but it's not always just crypto. Maybe you start making your money in crypto. You don't have to ever stop. And, crypto might have a bear market, but there's always something hot, even during the bear market outside of crypto. You know what I mean? Just want to get your head right, because it's going to be hard to hit that sell button. It's true. But if you start asking, what if a little more, that's greed gripping you. LTC charts. Let's see. I know you're the LTC family. Yeah, I mean, it came up a little bit. That's good. It's still trying to overcome inertia, though. So it's going to take a little bit of time. But I think that where we are here in this period for LTC is similar to this period right here, before the blow off in 2017. The reason I think we're going to get a large move of money like this is because LTC was added to Coinbase in 2017 around this time. And then it moved up in a big way because a large influx of money came in that the market cap typically didn't see. Now, a lot of people say, well, the market cap is much bigger now, so on and so forth. Yeah, that's true. But we have ETF money flowing in here. And I'm of the opinion, if there's any coin that's going to get an ETF at some point in this bull run, it's going to be LTC besides ETH. Right? Wasn't Litecoin like the third asset to be added to Coinbase? Very decentralized. Hey. But even so, even if it doesn't get an ETF, we have the wealth effect occurring. A lot of people say, well, the Bitcoin money is ETF money, so it's not going to overflow in altcoins. What? So the price doesn't go up on the chart? People don't hold Bitcoin who are making stupid profits and they're not diversifying? Maybe not all the money is, but I'm not of the opinion that we're not going to see altcoin ETFs. Why would they just pick Bitcoin? The Bitcoin ETFs are wildly successful. They're making a lot of money. And we talked about how big companies think. You used to work in big companies. They do everything in phased approaches. They'll throw a product out. They'll do it for a quarter. They'll see how profitable it is. If it's worth their while, they'll release more products and they see how profitable they are. They're not just going to do things willy-nilly without data, right? So we're pretty new in the ETFs being launched, and we're already seeing this kind of increase on the Bitcoin price. Do you really think there's not going to be an Ethereum ETF? And if the Ethereum ETF goes wild, there's not going to be like other ETFs? That's why I tell you, go to Grayscale's website. and look at their trust. Grayscale has hinted at converting their trust into ETFs. They just didn't get approved at that time. But don't let them fool you. I have a sneaking suspicion those coins on that trust list are probably going to find an ETF somewhere along the line. 79 people. LOL. All right, guys. I got to run. But if you want to check me out, go see me on Blind Dave's Hash It Out thing. And in about an hour or so, I'm going to go grab something to eat. If you haven't subscribed to Blind Dave, make sure to do it. I think it begins at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. But until next time, guys, talk to you later. Peace.